Dear students, this is for the first time when we have been asked to engage classes online so that students may not suffer due to this pandemic lockdown. But before coming to the main point, I would like to suggest you to be indoors and follow the guidelines issued by the government. As you know, we are used to classroom teaching till now. But keeping in mind that online teaching is the need of the hour and has become a successful way of teaching, hence I am also putting my all efforts to deliver my lecture on this method. So, come to the topic. Today, I am going to discuss about endocrinology, the branch of zoology which deals with endocrine glands. So, questions arise: what are glands? What are endocrine glands? Where they are located and what are their secretions? We will discuss all these one by one. So now come to the point number 1. What are glands? The moment we say about glands, it occurs in our mind that it must be a round, large structure or an outgrowth protruded on our body, which is not true. Rather, it is any structure that secretes juice. Dear students, as you know, our body has a large number of glands and they are classified on the basis of origin, location and secretions. On this basis, they are of two kinds. Number 1, exocrine gland, and number 2, endocrine glands. Now come to exocrine gland. A gland that secretes juice through ducts is called exocrine gland, as for example, sweat gland, salivary glands, bile producing gland of liver, prostate gland, gastric gland, etc. Number 2, endocrine glands. A gland that secretes hormones directly into the bloodstream or tissues of the body. Since hormones are secreted without using any duct, it is also called as ductless gland. Now, what is hormones? Hormones are complex organic substances secreted by endocrine glands. Now, names of endocrine glands and their locations. Endocrine glands are found in different regions, like 2 in head region, and they are pineal gland and pituitary gland. 3 in neck region, they are thymus, thyroid and parathyroid gland, and 4 in abdominal regions. They are pancreas, gastrointestinal mucosa, adrenal glands and gonads. Today we will discuss about adrenal glands. Well, today I am going to explain about adrenal glands with the help of diagrams for your better understandings. Now you can see 2 diagrams on the monitor. Diagram 1 shows that the adrenals are 2 small yellowish endocrine glands, one on each side in abdomen, immediately in front of anterior end of kidney. And diagram 2 is showing the general histology. So in a section we can see 3 regions: capsule, cortex and medulla. Now come to capsule. The external fibroareolar covering with trabeculae or septa passing into gland substance in company of vascular elements. Next, cortex, which is a thick outer yellowish and vertically striated endocrine part, rich in liquids and without chromophene tissue. Next, medulla. It is a dark brown or reddish vascular central endocrine part of chromophene tissue. Here, cortex and medulla are histologically and functionally distinct endocrine structure. Now this is the view of microscopic section of adrenal cortex. So I am now describing the details of adrenal cortex in 4 points. Number 1, the parenchyma of adrenal cortex is composed of polyhedral epithelioid cells disposed in 3 zones without distinct boundaries. These zones are zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata and zona reticularis. So come to zona glomerulosa. Immediately beneath capsule, cells arranged in rounded groups, nuclei small, cytoplasm foamy because of lipid droplets. Zona fasciculata. It is a long, straight, radial cords of polyhedral cells swollen with fine granules and lipid droplets. Zona reticularis. It is in contact with medulla, cylindrical column of cells forming a meshwork. Cells relatively fat, free and with yellow-brown lipofuscin pigment. Now point number 2. Blood vessels form network around cords. 3. Cells contain enzymes, all catalyzing synthesis of steroid hormones. Number 4. Cells with microvilli on free surface, abundant agranular endoplasmic reticulum, clusters of Golgi membrane and mitochondria with tubular invagination under electron microscope. So now I am going to explain the functions of adrenal cortex with a note that adrenal cortex mainly produces 3 kinds of steroid hormones, or you may say corticosteroids. Number 1, mineralocorticoids, and number 2, glucocorticoids, and number 3, sex hormone. So now come to mineralocorticoids, which is also known as aldosterone. It is secreted by zona glomerulosa and it exercises control over reabsorption of ions in renal tubules and is concerned with water and electrolyte balance. Number 2, glucocorticoids, which is also known as cortisol or cortisone. It is secreted by zona fasciculata and zona reticularis under control of ACTH, which means adrenocorticotropic hormone of pituitary gland. It affects carbohydrate metabolism but not water and mineral balance. Also facilitates protein catabolism and gluconeogenesis. It helps in accumulation of liver glycogen and regulates and maintains blood sugar level. It is to be noted here that in the absence of this hormone, hypoglycemia occurs during fasting. It also tends to raise blood pressure and inhibits cellular and fibrous proliferation in connective tissues. Adrenal cortex also acts as active and anti-inflammatory substance. Number 3, sex hormone or gonadoids. Androgenic and estrogenic steroids released from adrenal cortex supports the activity of gonads. Excess secretion results in secondary sexual characters of opposite sex. Here I would like to make you understand the effect of hyperfunction of adrenal cortex, or I mean to say overactivity of adrenal cortex. It causes Cushing's syndrome, low plasma potassium, high sodium, polyuria and muscular weakness. It also affects sexual precocity in young boys and girls and development of secondary sex characters of opposite sex in adults. Now, what are the effects of adrenal insufficiency or hypofunction? Surgical removal or ACTH stoppage disturbs water and electrolyte balance first and causes hypoglycemia. Depletion of liver glycogen, low blood pressure and death in few days may occur. It causes Addison's disease, means bronzing of skin, muscular weakness, low blood pressure and death. Hence, adrenal cortex is essential for life. So, it is all about adrenal cortex. In my next class, we will discuss about adrenal medulla and its function. Till then, good luck. Thank you.